particularly exciting classes, especially because Cabernet is so emblematic for this region, especially what we see coming back to the UK, Cabernet Sauvignon, and looking at how that wine ages. So the museum class, which the Malone Cabernet Sauvignon 2009 won, and also looking at terroir, this incredible match, this marriage made in heaven between soil and grape variety and climate, and pulling that through in the single site, single vineyard class, which the Malone Cabernet Sauvignon 2014 won. Especially with the museum release wine, what really stood out to me was the richness and the mellowness of that wine, and getting into those secondary and tertiary characteristics, which are very tied up with, the Terra Rossa soil and, some slightly earthy and mineral nuances that you get. But also, I think, especially coming to the soil and the limestone coast, the freshness and persistence in those wines, and the length and the drive on the palate. And being Rat and Bully, slightly softer tannin profile, lovely tannins, really ripe tannins. And for the individual vineyard wine, the 2014 vintage, just a very classy wine, very fresh, lovely intensity of fruit. You want to see those beautiful tannins, but you also want to see that freshness and that brightness of fruit.
We're trying to produce a wine that can be drunk after a couple of years, but also for the person that wants to put it down for a couple of years. So I think probably our 9's starting to hit its straps now. It was a warmer vintage, and we think those warmer vintages probably can do with a bit more time in the bottle, whereas 14, as a wine drinker, I'm enjoying that now, and it's only been in the bottle for 18 months or so, but it's showing up as a good wine, and we're a really drinkable wine right now. We hope we're on the right track, and we think we've got the right sites in the right regions. We pick our Cabernet virtually off the same rows every year. We've got a site of about 25 acres, I suppose, and it varies a little bit from time to time, but in most vintages you can nearly pick where it's from. Obviously my dad's a pretty good judge. He also thought our 9 and 14 are probably two of our strongest vintages, and it's worked pretty well for us so far.